Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you try, you're just stuck? Like you're running in circles, working hard, but not really getting anywhere? Maybe it's your job, your goals, or even just life in general. It all feels like a never-ending loop. If that sounds familiar, trust me, you're not alone. I know what it's like to feel like you're not making progress. You set goals, you try new things, but somehow you keep hitting the same wall. It's frustrating, and honestly, it can make you want to give up. But before you do, stick with me for just a few minutes. You'll realize you're a lot closer to breaking free than you think. All right, so what's actually keeping you stuck? What's the shift that can change everything? Let's get into it. Most of us get stuck because we're too focused on what we don't have, what's not working, or how far we still have to go. This creates a mental loop of frustration and self-doubt. But here's the shift. Instead of asking, "Why am I stuck?" start asking, "What's the next smallest step I can take?" Sounds simple, right? But this one mindset shift, focusing on small forward movement instead of feeling trapped, can completely change the game. Step 1. Reframe the way you see progress. A lot of people think progress has to be massive, like quitting your job, starting a business, or making a huge life change overnight. But real progress? It's built in small, consistent steps. Think about it. If you're trying to climb a mountain, standing at the bottom and staring at the peak will feel overwhelming. But if you just focus on taking one step at a time, suddenly it feels doable. Actionable tip. Instead of feeling stuck, ask yourself, what's one small thing I can do today to move forward? What's one lesson I can take from where I am right now? Even if you don't know the full path, just taking that one step builds momentum. Step 2. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Here's a harsh truth. There's no perfect time to start. Waiting for the right moment, more confidence, or better circumstances is just another way of staying stuck. I used to do this all the time. I'd tell myself I'd start a new habit after I had more free time, or I'd go after my goals once I felt more prepared. But guess what? That day never magically came. The only way to feel ready is to start before you feel ready. Taking action creates clarity, not the other way around. Step 3. Shift from outcome-obsessed to process-focused. One of the biggest reasons we feel stuck is because we're obsessed with results. We want to see instant success, big changes, or overnight transformation. But real change happens in the process, not the outcome. Instead of constantly measuring yourself against where you want to be, start measuring yourself by your effort. Did you take action today? Did you show up? If so, you're already winning. Every night, instead of focusing on what you didn't achieve, ask yourself, did I move forward, even in a small way? What's one thing I can do tomorrow to build on that? This keeps your mindset in motion instead of feeling stuck. Feeling stuck isn't about lacking ability, it's about how you see your situation. When you shift your focus from frustration to small action, stop waiting for perfect timing and embrace the process instead of just the outcome, you'll realize you were never truly stuck at all. Now let's talk about how to stay unstuck and keeping momentum. All right, so you've made the shift. You're focusing on small steps, taking action instead of waiting, and embracing the process. But how do you keep that momentum going? Because let's be real, motivation fades, life gets messy, and sometimes, even after making progress, we slip back into feeling stuck. So here's how to stay on track long-term. Step 4, create systems, not just goals. A lot of people rely on motivation to keep going, but motivation is temporary. One day you're fired up, the next you're exhausted and full of excuses. That's why you need systems. Small, repeatable habits that keep you moving forward even when you don't feel like it. For example, if you're trying to get in shape, don't just set a goal to work out more. Create a system where you do 10 minutes of movement every morning, no matter what. If you're working on a big project, don't just wait for inspiration. Set a daily time block, even if it's just 30 minutes, to make steady progress. Step 5. Track progress in a way that feels rewarding. One reason people quit is because they don't see progress fast enough. But just because you don't see results right away doesn't mean they're not happening. The key, track your wins, even the small ones. This builds momentum and keeps you motivated. Try this. Keep a done list instead of just a to-do list. Every time you complete something, write it down. Seeing how much you've already done is a powerful motivator. Use a habit tracker, mark an X on a calendar every day you take action. Over time, you won't want to break the streak. At the end of each week, ask yourself, what's one thing I did this week that moved me forward? Celebrate those wins, no matter how small. So here's my challenge for you. Drop a comment below and tell me one small action you're going to take today. It doesn't have to be big, just something that moves you forward. Let's start the momentum right now. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Let's keep growing together. See you in the next video.